Now, I have to admit, what I'm about to show you, I've never seen before. Dr. Steven Greer went on Danny Jones' podcast and showed a picture of an alien. Yeah, picture of an alien, right? Now, I have to admit, I don't see it, okay? I am looking, and I don't see what's going on here, right? But he seems quite certain that this is a picture of an alien. Now, I'm going to show you a clip. The picture's going to be in there. You tell me what you see, because I don't know what I'm looking at.
I just sent your producer a picture of a ET that appeared in.
Oh yeah, you sent the alien. Can we see the alien that he said?
Well, no, the aliens are from Guatemala.
Okay.
I love how he says it so casually. I sent your producer a picture of an ET. It's from Guatemal.
These are extraterrestrial biological entities. But
what's the difference?
I'm just making a joke.
Oh, okay.
I know. We're in Florida. Nobody jokes.
I appreciate the jokes, Dr. Greer.
We make jokes in Florida. They're way dirtier than that.
It's impossible.
So this is, where'd you see this one?
So this is in Arizona a couple years ago, and we were doing the CE5 contact protocols, and you can
full screener, Steve.
Yeah, you have to do full screen, otherwise it's useless.
Yeah. He's learning how to use them.
There you go.
All right, what am I looking at here? This is an ET.
So it looks like a beak, and it's this round head, and you see the eye socket on the left. There's a light source that was not ours coming from his left, and sort of a feathery tunic. Now, this is about 3 feet from me.
Beak and a feathery tunic? What are we talking about here? My lord, I'm here from outer space. I don't know. That was a mix of impressions.
And we had David Marconi, who wrote Enemy of the State with Will Smith, had a great Nikon camera set up on a tripod with a remote. And we had seen what looked like a red orb right between this older gentleman and a member of our team, and then it was me. And I said, take a picture here, and he did. And here's this person that we had heard walking around behind us without seeing it with the naked eye. But it captured this person.
It's weird.
It's very unusual.
What the hell? Like, I can't. It's hard to make anything of it.
Yeah, I feel you, Danny. I don't know what I'm looking at. I certainly don't see a beak. I certainly don't see a feathery tunic. I certainly don't see anything. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at here. I mean, it's not that clear. Wouldn't it be more apparent, right? Like, what's going on here? But although you can't tell what the face is either, so I honestly just don't even know what to make of this.
Oh no! I mean, the right eye socket. You can see it's a very big head with like a beak-like nose.
I can
and
see
mouth, and then a tunic, and there's a right hand there. I mean, this is at night with no illumination. By the way, we're out there in the middle of the wilderness in pitch black. So this, by the way, we call this ET the healer because he has appeared at other times, and the man right beside him had lost his hearing since he was in middle or high school. And even with hearing aids, he could barely hear. And this...
Wait, what is that next? Is that that's just like a light orb or something right there, Steve?
That's just some...
to the left?
This thing?
Yeah.
Looks like I don't know.
No, that's the man. That's that older gentleman who lost his
that's
hearing.
a person?
Yeah. You need eyes checked. That's a person.
So it looks like a face floating in the middle of the...
No. He's sitting we're in chairs in a circle.
Okay.
Yeah. We could give you the whole context of it. But what's interesting is that he was healed of his hearing loss. But the next morning he woke up totally fixed.
What? He woke up the next day and his hearing was fixed. And they're sitting in a circle, and this being just comes up, and this is the best thing they could get. You know what I mean? How long did it stay? Did they talk to it? They're like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And then the next day his hearing is fixed. At what point, like, what? I mean, I don't even know. What is going on here?
What about the Mantis ones?
Well, that one that was the healer, when you see him is sort of a triangular head, and they're known as really extraordinary healers. I mean, they have some amazing healing capabilities.
Healing what? Like arthritis? Like, what are we talking about? Healing what? And the one guy's hearing got fixed. Like, what exactly happened in his ear? Like, what are the details, right? What was his actual situation before then? I mean, you know what I mean? He couldn't hear before. I mean, that's so unscientific. Like, what sort of healing properties, right? I mean, what are we talking about? What examples are there?
That one right there.
This guy.
That's a mantis.
Yeah. What some people would call a sort of triangular head. You can see in a sort of, you can outline it. If I had my cursor, I could do it. But remember, this is in complete darkness in the wilderness up on a mountain in Arizona. This was actually in Oracle, ironic, ORAC, like
really?
Oracle, Arizona.
Interesting.
Yeah, a couple years ago. And
yeah, I was just up in Oracle and got this picture of an alien. You know what I mean? We're just sitting around in fold-out chairs, and bam, next thing you know, talking to this mantis being with a beak and a tunic, right? I just don't even know what to say about this picture. I would not be showing that, saying this is a picture of an alien. An outline, all that does is like, then that's what you're seeing, whatever they outline. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see there's nothing there. But I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys see a picture of an alien there? Do you think that's legit? I don't know. I guess there's not really too many pictures floating around of aliens. But if this really was one, wouldn't this be everywhere? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you make a whole documentary about it? Why wouldn't you be showing this to Congress immediately? Like, boom, I got this picture of an alien, right? Because it's so strange. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. All right, let's take a look at another part of the interview that I just found fascinating. This is right around the same segment.
Doing this since I was 18, so now I'm 69, so for 51 years. And what I find interesting about retail ufology, it's always, I was abducted and I was raped and I was tortured and I was this. I'm going, yeah, that's the CIA. Oh, you mentioned the Greys. I know who manufactures those.
You know who manufactures the gray aliens?
Yes.
What? You know who manufactures the gray aliens? They're manufactured. Like Amazon. I mean, what are we talking about here? Right? What are we talking about?
Not aliens.
Well, the gray beings that like Whitley Strieber talks about.
Yeah, the fake ones, as they're called. So
how do they get them to abduct people? Like, there's all these stories that John Mack has talked about. He's interviewed so many people.
I knew John very well.
Yeah.
Great question, Danny. And Steven Greer will proceed here to not answer the question, because that's a great question. How are they performing these abductions, right? How are they going out into the world, taking people, performing operations, and putting them back at their manufactured properties, right? These are manufactured gray aliens. And how are they then making it look alien, too, on top of that? They got to have, like, special effects, when they go on these, missions, right? Like, there's no explanation for this, right? And millions of people across the globe, he's saying this is manufactured grays. They mimic an abduction. And what about before these grays were manufactured, right? What about before? Going back hundreds of years, let's say, right? What was the process then? Because abduction stories have been around for a long time, being taken. And also you would have to ask, like, why? And where did they get the idea for gray alien? The image. Did we create the gray alien image, right? Or did we base it off of an entity we saw? Or why that look, right, if you will? And are people like Whitley Strieber and others who have seen these gray aliens, those were actually just manufactured? They're just toys that were made on Earth, right? Like alien toys, It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and then he talked to, I think, hundreds of people that explained being abducted by the little grays and taken up into ships and had sperm and eggs extracted from them.
Yeah, as if.
How do you explain that?
Talk about delusions of grandeur, like they need our sperm and eggs.
Yeah, talk about delusions of grandeur. I'm going to let that one go.
Have you heard the theory that the future human theory, like if there was a cataclysmic event in the future, like way in the future, and they had to come back in time to get our DNA to repropagate humanity in the future, that's a hypothesis I've seen.
I call it the cosmic Noah's Ark.
Yeah, right, yes.
Yeah.
Huh. A cosmic Noah's Ark. I mean, that's a cool name. You know, look, I don't know about any of that, right? Are future humans coming back to get sperm and eggs to take it back so they can, you know, like you said, repropagate Earth or repopulate, I guess, you know. What? I don't know what any of this is. It's like, but the idea that these abductions aren't real, this alien photo, what does it mean, right? What are we showing? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace!
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.